I was probably 19 originally. I had Alex and I was a little overweight and I was having problems. I've always had problems with my feet. So I went to the doctor and they gave me medication. Of course, it was opiates. I never took them unless there was an absolute need. So I had those moments where we had them and it didn't matter. I didn't know what they were. They weren't anything but, medication. There was a point where there was nothing, it was no big deal. Years later, still back and forth, kind of heavy on the weight. Lost my grandpa in 2000 and had a miscarriage in 2002. Started school, my grandma got sick, moved in with her, watched her literally pass away. Things like that happened. I would say I thought I was dealing with them, but looking back, I wasn't. I just find other things to do, other people to put my attention on. You like, oh, okay, no, we're gonna worry about this and this only, and I just completely avoid anything I had to feel. Of course, that builds up. It builds up over time, especially if you're not dealing with it, and I wasn't. 2010, I was dealing with, had all of that in my mind, but I had a husband that wasn't very great to me. Yes, we had the good job, the cars, the houses, the vacations, the motorcycles, the race cars. We had the monetarily important stuff. We had the stuff that apparently made, life what it was. He worked out of town 6 days a week, so the house, the bills, the cars, everything was put on me. Taking care of my grandma, I was still dealing with that. Just trying to be alone because for a while I did feel like a single mom. All of it seemed to pile up, and for some reason all at once. Damon got hurt at work and he had the medication. At the same time, I had problems with my teeth. I had them. And something just clicked, like, man, I took that. I slept. I didn't feel anything. Everything was fine. It's like, well, we knew other people that were already in the middle of addiction at that point, and we just didn't understand it. We knew, it's like, I don't get it. We continue on. We had them, and then we used them, and they were gone. It's like, well, I know somebody. Go get some on the weekends when he come home. So that was something at first that was only on the weekends. Didn't realize what we were doing, really. He was gone a lot before. He was always out at the bars, drinking, doing whatever. When the pills started, it was, he's staying home with me. We're doing this together. Part of me was like, okay, if I do this, I keep him around. He's with me. I'm not worrying about where he is, who he's with, what's going on. I started getting information in the mail by accident about child support. Okay, well, our kids live with us, so what's this about? Possibility for another kid. That kind of broke me. It's like, okay, we're gonna start in first off. My first everything, my first real boyfriend, my first experience, my first everything was with him. So that was like my own little bubble, my own little world. And he just popped it. I kind of snapped. 30 years old. I did the school thing, the raising my kids from 16 on, graduating on time, doing all the things that I needed to do, helping my parents take care of my brothers from the time I was little. I finally just broke because I wasn't dealing with any of it. Then I realized, okay, he's getting these from the doctor. We just keep taking them. It's like, okay, now finally, it's like I know all this has happened, but this is taking it away. Like the pills are just, I don't feel anything, I don't worry, I don't care. I know where he is. I can just sit back and do and feel nothing within an instant. I could also jump up and literally clean the entire house. Intense, everything. Unfortunately, I'm one of those go big or go home. You're going completely all or nothing. That on top of being like a perfectionist, everything has to be just right. You have to have, it's not good enough. You got to be better. You got to be faster. You got to be stronger. You got to be tougher. You got to be able to deal with things better. burned out, and then I spun out of control, and then apparently it was, okay, now I'm going to be the best damn drug addict I could possibly be. But it was only opiates. Like, I didn't understand all those people that just did everything. At the same time, it's like I was still going to work. I was still going to school. Damon was still working. We were functioning. It's like, so I didn't see what the problem was. It's like, what do you mean you get sick and all this stuff? I don't understand. I didn't get it. It's like, we're working. We're not doing anything wrong. That happened for a couple years. And then it graduated from pills to the stronger pills, to the stronger pills, to the stronger, Vicodin wasn't enough. Then it moved on to oxys. Oxys wasn't enough. Well, where do you go from there? We're not getting the stuff the hospital's giving us. I was sick one day, really just violently sick. We were snorting the oxys, and they put it out there and said, here. It's like, okay, well, first off, that doesn't look right. Something's different. I was sick, though, so I was like, okay, whatever. It's like, boom, it was gone. It's like, whoa. And then they told me what it was, and I was really mad. So mad. It's like, you guys you really just put heroin in front of me and thought that it was okay. I was mad at myself then. It was like, what did I just do? It still hasn't hit me that, okay, you're already a drug addict. Like, the pills, you're already taking them. You're not taking them as prescribed. You're not taking them the right way. And even if you are taking them as prescribed, if you get to the point that you're just looking forward to it, you're already addicted. I mean, physically, you're addicted anyways. To come off of that stuff hurts. It hurts bad. I didn't know what it was the first time I was dope sick. I thought it was the flu. Both of us, we was like, man, we got the flu. NyQuil, just cough and cold, everything that you need for the flu. It's like, I don't understand this. And then it went away because it wasn't that bad at that point. It happened again. It's like, I can't be getting sick this often. And somebody just happened to say, you're probably withdrawing. And then it's like, what do you mean? Then I was just insulted. And then in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh my God, that's what that is. Like, you don't have the medication. You don't have that going through your body, and your body is just freaking out on you. Throwing up, you're shaking, you can't sit still, you can't sleep. Diarrhea, vomiting, temperature fluctuations, you're hot and cold at the same time, restless legs, that is like horrible no matter what you do. You try and like tell your body, okay, I'm gonna sit still. No, doesn't happen. Does not happen. The stronger the medication, the stronger the opiate, heroin, whatever it is, the worse it is. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I really wouldn't wish it on anybody. I've come off of heroin on a cement floor in a jail cell by myself. Throwing up, shaking, I actually prayed for death. Your body's trying to expel everything all at once. It knows that it's all toxin and it's trying to get rid of it. Any way it can. Your eyes will water, your nose will run, you'll sneeze, you're sweating, your body's trying to get it out. It's a very intense feeling. You really want to die. It hurts. And to see somebody else go through it, it's not easy. I've gotten past most of it to where I can think about it and I don't cry as much. It's always there because it's never going to be something I'm going to forget. I'm never going to forget that feeling. You're never going to get that first high again. No matter what, you chase it, you're never going to get it. And it becomes, this feels good, this feels good, this feels good, to, okay, now I need this to just feel normal. And now you go from, I need it to just feel normal to, you're in your head every single day just like wanting to die. That fear of sickness, that fear of that pain, once you feel that, drives you to continue. No matter what you gotta do, you do everything you can to not feel that at all costs. And I got myself in a lot of trouble with that at all costs. Believe me when I say the cement slab happened more than once. Even now, I look back and even I don't understand what I was thinking. You're two different people. People want to give drug addicts, they're stupid. I don't understand why you would even think to do this. I don't understand. Okay, first off, there isn't a stupid drug addict. Drug addicts are the most clever, smart, vindictive, manipulative, anything you can think of, they've thought of. They're gonna come up with any scheme, any way, anything to get that money. You think they're not gonna get it? Yep. No, they'll find a way. They'll come in a back door. They'll have some sort of idea, some route, some scheme, something. Always have a plan. They always have a plan. If they gotta go 3-4 days and wait, it's only gonna fuel more. The worse you are, the more you start plotting, and the more dangerous they get. And that's why you have the ones that say, that'll threaten their families and say, if you don't give me the money, I'm gonna find a way to get it. And if I gotta rob somebody, if I gotta do whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna do it. So then you have the families that are afraid, don't want their family member to be like that, and then they give them the money. And then you end up with codependence. There's so many factors that people don't think of. I mean, just quit. Great idea. Why didn't I think of that? That's, amazing. You're the first person to tell me to quit. And okay. No, because you're fighting your own brain. Like, your brain is telling you, do you remember how you felt? Do you remember just not having to feel, not having to worry? It's like, yeah, I do remember that. And it drives you to do it again. That's how you get so many people that relapse. Because when you're clean at first, it's so intense. Like, you just feel like this pressure around you. Every feeling that you were supposed to feel from before addiction, from during your addiction, anything that you were ever supposed to feel that you pushed away, you're getting it all now. I'm getting the shame, the guilt, the fear, the sadness, the hopelessness, the why wasn't I there for my grandpa? What more could I have done for my grandma if I would have known sooner? What if I had known sooner about the baby? All of that comes back at once. I should have been there for my kids. Look at all you missed. You missed dances. You missed plays. You missed basic firsts.